Thank you for joining us this week as we reveal a few of our annual flower bed designs for 2022, which is Canada's Year of the Garden, as well as our 90th anniversary at IPG. I'm Michelle Burnett, and I live in Ninga, Manitoba.
I'm Georgia Bonser, and I live near Boissevain, Manitoba.
And we are the display garden horticulturists here at the International Peace Gardens. Next year's theme is music and arts as we welcome back the International Music Camp. Over the next 4 weeks, we'll be sharing a sneak peek of next year's floral designs. To start, we're going to share some of our inspiration behind the designs and how they connect to this year's theme.
So to give you an idea of our design process, we choose a theme and begin designs for the following year starting in fall. Then we decide which varieties we want to use based on their size, texture, and color. Following this, we calculate how many plants we need and we put in our order for spring. In a typical year, we receive these plants as seedlings and grow them in our greenhouses, but due to the cacti being housed there during the conservatory expansion, we will be purchasing mature plants next year. In June, our horticulture crew plants between 70 and 100,000 annuals, aiming to finish by July. Once we complete planting, we maintain the annual and perennial beds by weeding, pruning, spraying, and of course, irrigation. We're very thankful for the volunteers, visitors, and sponsor support that ensures our small nonprofit organization can bring you beautiful displays each year.
All right, so the very first flower bed that you're going to see beside the gatehouse is this main bed. We're going to be using some Dusty Miller as a border, which is a nice silvery lacy texture. We're going to be using Salvia as the second level and Zinnia Uproar Rose, which is a hot pink along the backside. So going with those color themes, we're going to be using 3 different pink petunias on this bed. It's also supposed to resemble a tutu from a ballerina. These colors are going to be followed through the whole entire entrance. So we're going to be using that dark burgundy, some Pennisetum fuzzy grasses with really fuzzy ends on them, and we're also going to be using more Dusty Miller. This is our large horseshoe bed that's right at the front entrance as you go either direction to the north or the south. We're going to be using some taller Rudbeckia along the center, which is a false sunflower, and it'll be a nice contrast to the dark burgundy on the outside. Again, we're going to be using very similar colors and similar plants for these beds in the turnaround area at the front entrance.
So these 2 beds are the very first beds on the north and south as you drive into the International Peace Garden. Once again, we're using that golden Rudbeckia as the backdrop, which is nice and tall. We've got some blue salvia and once again, that Dusty Miller border throughout. This is going towards the south and using, again, that nice gold Rudbeckia, the Dusty Miller, and the burgundy petunia. Then across the road, we introduce these tall Pennisetum first night grasses, which are very dark color and will contrast nicely with the golden Rudbeckia. And once again, we have that silver border. And then across the road is our floral clock. And this clock, the original was donated in the 1960s by the Belova Watch Company that had a plant near Rolla, North Dakota. So for this year's design, we've gone with the Dusty Miller border, and then we have the burgundy petunia and the golden marigolds. This bed is across from the clock, and the back side of it is the AAS display beds. Again, we have that nice dark tall grass, the golden marigolds, and a Dusty Miller edge.
So heading to the north side towards the North Loop on the Canadian side, we're going to be using a little bit more of darker colors. So the burgundy petunia, and then the salvia with some really nice dusty miller along the front as well. So this is our first real theme bed aside from the tutu. We're going to be doing a waveform with black petunias and that really crisp lime sweet potato. We're also going to be using a new variety of coleus called chocolate covered cherry. Another theme bed on the north loop is going to be a large piano keys all the way along the north loop as you're coming in. We're going to be using some black and white petunias to make these colors contrast.
Thanks again for taking a look at these designs with us. If you have any ideas, you're more than welcome to share them in the comments. As always, we appreciate your support as viewers and visitors and encourage you to consider sponsoring a bed and becoming a member of the garden. If you, your company, or organization would like to sponsor one of our 2022 annual beds, please contact development@peacegarden.com. We look forward to seeing you again next week.